Hi, this is Vigya from Healthwire Media, and today, as we are celebrating International Women's Week, I want to start this interactive session with a quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. How true it is that whatever challenges life throws at you, you take it as an opportunity and put in all your energy and resources to come over it triumphantly. A live example of a person who is living this quote and show how true it is amongst us. Miss Priya Bhargava, who is a source of inspiration to all the wonderful ladies who are facing the challenges given by life and learn from her. I request all of you to watch this video over and over again to know the actual meaning of strength and willpower. Miss Priya Bhargava is the winner of Miss Wheelchair India Beauty Pageant, concerned with women on wheelchair, aimed at breaking barriers. She is the first Indian ambassador of Miss Wheelchair World Organization in India. She is a brand ambassador of Foxy. She is an Indian motivational speaker, model, actor, fine artist, author, educationist, YouTuber, and a disabilities rights activist. She has given TED Talks on her life lessons and struggles due to her illness and disability. She is a receiver of several national awards from various non-governmental organizations because of her achievements and perseverance. Over to you, Ms. Bhargava. Welcome, very, very warm welcome to our show, to our interactive session, and I hope this is going to be very interactive.
Thank you, Vigya, for having me here. And it's an honor to communicate with you and send my messages to all the women out there to understand and gather all the courage how to deal with life situations when you face challenges, how to deal with all those challenges, and in what should be their mindset when they are handling such situations. Yeah. So I'm happy to be here, and it's an honor, honestly.
Most welcome, ma'am. So to start with, ma'am, we would want to, start with what you faced in your life, what all happened. At the age of 19, you were balding due to the chemotherapy drugs which was given to you, and those were the side effects of those drugs. You also had to face many obstacles while studying. India's public places, including colleges, are not known for providing, specially abled friendly infrastructure. I mean, I think this is something which later on happened. And despite so many hurdles, you continued to study. You didn't give up. Tell us about your experience about that what did keep you get going, and you were so motivated that you did not even give up on your studies, you did not give up on your life, and just tell us something about that, please.
Since my disease got diagnosed, it has been a roller coaster ride. I would not say my life was very smooth even after diagnosis. It was a terrible time which I was facing. Like initially it was fine, I was confident, and when I started consuming steroids, I started having tongue sores, lack of appetite, and weakness, like that. And that time, doctor did tell me that you may lose some hair. Mm-hmm. But I did not know what some is all about. I was almost bald in the frontal area. So I used to feel very hesitant to go to the college and face the students and all. I felt very depressed because people used to bully me in the college. Some guys used to comment on me, hey, kahan ja raha hai, karke, like that. In a very bad manner, they used to comment. And even my friends started leaving me. Mm-hmm. Those who used to sit with me and do things, they stopped talking to me. And they used to say, Priya, you just go and sit on the back bench. You don't sit with us.
So amongst all of this, Priya, family is something which keeps you so strong. So what was your family's reaction? How did your family support? And you were slowly and steadily recovering from this disease, and it was not something which could have happened, I mean, podavadi, and you just get well and you go off to do something, whatever you are doing. So this was very slow recovery. So how did your family support in this? What were their reaction?
Actually, Vigya, that phase, the difficult phase had not yet started till when I have told you the story. My
Hmm.
parents have always been supportive. My father has tried his level best. When he got to know that I have got this disease, he had taken me to Delhi to Apollo Indraprastha, where for the second opinion, because he was not able to believe that his daughter has got this kind of disease and which is incurable.
You also told us that there have been so many achievements, but there were sufferings more than achievements in your life. You said that you discontinued your studies. You left the college because you were being bullied, and there was so much of anxiety and depression in your life. So if you want to tell us more about it, and please share.
Okay. Besides that, I had got bedridden also, and I was bedridden for 18 months. So to recover from that phase, I had to undergo several surgeries because I was catching a lot of infection over my body. So my body was partially filled with pus. So for that purpose, I was hospitalized, and I had to stay in the hospital for 4.5 months. That was a terrible period, but I was very hopeful at that time also. Two times doctors were not sure of my life, whether they would be able to make me stay survived or not. But luckily I survived. But during that phase, I used to dream and think about my future. What would I do when I get discharged? When I
Hmm.
got discharged, still that time I was thinking that one day I would be able to walk. And that dream made me continue the things what were there. Like, I used to teach students in the evening hours. In the morning hours, I used to do a lot of painting stuff, and do used to solve some UPSC books also, because I wanted to crack UPSC exams. So these three tasks I used to do on daily basis. So then my dad got retired, and we had to shift to Noida here. uh, Again, since we had shifted to new place, so the way I was earning through teaching students, it was almost zero, because we had shifted to new place. So I
Hmm.
again started teaching students, slowly and slowly. Once only a single student, then two students, like this. Slowly and slowly my batches started increasing. So one day what happened was, one student joined me, and he got very less marks, all because from somewhere some other tutor had taught him, and he couldn't get good marks. So his mother came to me and told me, "Oh, my son has not good haven't got good marks, and what kind of teaching you do?" I
Hmm.
told her that I haven't taught your child. It is all because of the previous tuitions. So she asked me, "You should teach him more than 1 hour and beat him a lot." So I told her, I don't touch my students, and if you want me to teach him more than an hour, then you need to pay me. That day, that lady knew everything, every condition of mine, but she told me, "Why should I pay you? You are undergraduate." And that statement of her hurted me a lot. I was so hurted. I was taking my dinner when she told me that thing. So I didn't take my meal that day, and that was a question mark over my dignity,
Hmm.
because I knew I was a studious student, I was a good scorer, and somehow I had to discontinue my studies. But this, I cannot make excuse to the world that since I have got this disease, that is why I have not achieved anything.
Hmm.
That was really shameful for me. So I did tell my parents that I want to finish my education, because I do not want to hear this bloody statement from anyone, and at any cost. So that day I determined that I need to finish my studies no matter what. So first I finished a certificate course in computing to prove my parents that I am able to sit in the exam hall for 3 hours. I completed that course with 82% marks. I proved that I could do this even in this medical condition.
Wow.
And then they allowed me to finish my graduation also. So again, I fought with the thing that I want to do my graduation in science stream, not from the art stream, because I was a medical. I had taken maths and bio both in my 12th.
All right.
So that was affecting my ego. Everybody should have ego. I always tell people that you should have ego is not a bad thing. Ego
Mm.
creates your identity. So I
Yes.
have a big ego, so that my ego stopped me to take BA course, and I took BCA, bachelor's in
Mm.
computer applications. I used to study through YouTube channels. I finished everything from YouTube channels only. IIT channel, I finished all things, and I topped in my regional center. That
Oh,
was
wow.
very motivating, because in this condition I was studying. I used to study 6 hours in the morning. Rest of the 6 hours I used to teach students. So whatever I used to earn through teaching, I used to use that fund for my education fees. So
So, I mean, studying, being so interested in studies, so motivational and, so adamant about कि मुझे अपनी पढ़ाई खत्म करना है, studies करना है. And then on the other hand, we have you being, Miss India and winning the pageant.
yeah, I'm coming on that line also. What happened was BCA जब हो गया, then my next target was UPSC, but somehow my counselor told me that you have got medical condition, maybe you will not be accepted as a IAS officer. We do not doubt on your mental ability, but still your
Mm,
medical
mm,
condition is like that you might be not fit in that scenario. So
mm.
you do MCA also. I finished MCA in June 2014. So in that course also I topped. So
Wow.
during that phase, one question was in my mind that still I have finished my MCA, but still I have not joined any prestigious job where I should feel proud, because the money that I was being offered was very less as compared to what I was earning through teaching.
Mm.
So that's why I didn't join any company.
All right.
Meanwhile, in 2013, very first time Miss Wheelchair India happened, and my mindset was I couldn't correlate beauty with disability.
Mm.
So when first time in 2013, I saw the girls on a wheelchair and posing and putting makeup stuff, I started laughing on them, and that was so ridiculous for me कि क्या क्या बेवकूफी है, क्या कर रहे हैं लड़कियों के साथ, क्या क्यों मेकअप लगाया इनको करके. It was like that. So in 2014, next year, I have a one Facebook acquaintance. He is a scientist and he works for
Mm.
specially able people also. So that day,
Mm.
uh, um, this he is Professor Prabhat Ranjan.
All right.
He became my friend because he works for specially able people. So I used to discuss about my issues with him. How can
Mm.
you how can you create something new for the people who has got my kind of disease, or
Mm.
can you help me in my mood swing thing. So
Mm.
in that way we used to discuss. He pushed me for Miss Wheelchair India. He told me that Priya, you participate in that. So during that time I was pursuing MCA, so I made an excuse. I'm into studies. I do not want to distract myself, so I do not want to participate. So that time just went by. I did not participate. In
So you were a
2014,
little skeptical about, going ahead for this at first.
yes, because I couldn't able to relate beauty with disability
Yeah.
ना. मेरा तो
Mm-hmm.
mindset ही नहीं था उस beauty और disability को. मुझे तो मैं खुद अपने आप को खूबसूरत नहीं समझती थी. I was talented, I was confident about my intelligence and all, but that beauty thing was how can I be beautiful? I am having scary legs and hand, forearms, and I do not have very shiny, beautiful hair. Then how can I look beautiful? That kind of mindset I had.
Mm.
So that's why I was just ignoring. Two times I ignored him. Third time in 2015 when I went to USA, and then when I came back from USA, that this was January 2015, when he again told me, I was very upset. I was not happy with my achievements. I was like, I'm only there only. I have just achieved this degree and I'm earning good, but what else? कुछ अच्छा नहीं कर रही मैं, कुछ और नया करना है मुझे, कहीं और भी कुछ करना है. So that day he told me, Priya, you just put your application there in Miss Wheelchair India. और कौन सा हो जाएगा, तुम डालो तो कम से कम पिक्चर तो भेजो. तो वट एवर पिक्चर्स आई क्लिक्ड इन दैट ना यूएस में जितने भी अच्छे बैकग्राउंड में खिंचवाया मैंने वो भेज दिया अपनी एप्लीकेशन एंड छोटा सा ऑडियो वीडियो बना के. So this founder called me up and he took a telephonic interview and he told me, Priya, you sent some glamorous pictures of yours.
Okay.
I was shocked. कहते see, this is Miss India contest and you should be glamorous. You should not look simple. You are lovely. And वो तो मेरा दिमाग ही खराब हो गया सुनते ही साथ because I cannot think of in that line. So मैंने सोचा I will just email him and say कि मेरी तबीयत की चक्कर में I do not want to participate करके. Somehow I forgot to email him for a week. एक हफ्ता हो गया and I couldn't send him any email. One very early morning around 8:30 a.m. professor called me up and said, Priya, congratulations, you are among top 7 finalists in Miss Wheelchair India. And I was shocked. I wasn't happy. I was shocked. Hey, Bhagwan, ये क्या हो गया? Why didn't I take my name back? ये तो मैं फंस गई अब. So he got an idea. I was shocked. I wasn't happy. He told me what happened. Why you don't want to go to participate? मैंने कहा sir, no, nothing like that. It's just मुझे interest नहीं है इसमें. He said, अरे, are you mad? You are selected among 350 girls. You are among top 7 finalists, and still you are saying you are not interested. पापा मम्मी नहीं ले जाएंगे तो मैं लेके जाऊंगा, but you need to go to Mumbai for the contest. मैंने कहा sir, nothing like that. My parents have always been supportive and they will support if I will say yes. But मुझे को doubt है तो मैं क्या करूंगी अभी? And I was fatty also. I was around 60 kg. So मुझे तो इतनी मोटी लड़की के बारे मतलब see, we have been watching Miss India, Miss World contest where girls are very slim and trim and beautiful.
We have that perception.
I was not a 1% of them. So how could I imagine me as a Miss India? तो वो आप एटलीस्ट उन बेसिक टारगेट्स पे तो उतरो. बीएमआई तो अपना नॉर्मल करो कम से कम. मेरा तो बीएमआई भी नॉर्मल नहीं था, ओवरवेट थी मैं. सो मैंने मम्मा पापा को बोला. पापा मम्मा कहते हैं वैसे ही तो तुम परेशान होती हो, मुझे नया चाहिए कुछ, चलो इसमें करो, पार्टिसिपेट करके देखो, ट्राई करो. मैंने कहा ओके. व्हेन दे गेव मी ग्रीन सिग्नल एंड दे वांटेड टू सपोर्ट मी, देन आई डिटरमाइंड माई सेल्फ दैट आई हैव टू डू. Within 6 months, I reduced my weight from 65 to 48 kgs.
Wow.
With the education of nutrition, which I had got through correspondence, which I couldn't complete that course, but whatever I gained from that, I used it and reduced my weight. And my activity was sedentary, so it was all about diet, how I have to consume diet and reduce my weight. So I had stopped taking all the fats, rice, sugar, salt, everything I had stopped. Even my favorite chola bhaturas I have left. So 48 kg होने लगा and I got slimmer and I learned putting makeup through YouTube channels. मेरी जो students थे जिनके मम्मा पार्लर में काम करते थे वो आके मुझे सिखाती थी, दीदी देखो eyeliner ऐसे लगाते हैं, ऐसे आँख को पकड़ो और ऐसे लगाओ. So everything made me learn and I learned also. I had one more issue. I had stage phobia. Since I had been at home for more than 10 years, so मुझे तो ये था ना कि मैं सिर्फ स्टूडेंट से, बच्चों से इंटरेक्ट करती थी, फैमिली से करती थी और मेरा बाहर की दुनिया से कोई लेना देना नहीं था. आई वॉज एडल्ट बट आई वॉज चाइल्डिश. मुझ में बचपना बहुत था. सो वो चीजें मुझे बॉदर करती थी कि मैं दुनिया में अगर मुझे स्टेज पे जाना है, अपना इंट्रोडक्शन देना है, हाउ वुड आई कम्युनिकेट विद पीपल? मैं तो बोल ही नहीं पाऊंगी, ब्लैकआउट हो जाऊंगी. सो व्हाट आई यूज्ड टू डू इज आई रिसर्च्ड ऑन नेट कि कैसे स्टेज फोबिया को दूर करते हैं. इमेजिन दैट यू आर इन वन सर्कल एंड यू आर स्टैंडिंग एंड पीपल आर जस्ट अवे, इस तरह से. सो मैंने कुछ सीखे एंड देन आई यूज्ड टू रिकॉर्ड माय स्पीच ऑन कैमरा and then used to check my expressions. I used to stand in front of mirror and then record my see how I am saying. So in that manner I learned how to speak. Then on 5th of December 2015, this happened in Bangalore. SJ Foundation organized this event and I won that. From that day, my life totally changed. Reporters came every time and they interviewed me and they wanted to have picture and all stuff. Again, I was not easy with pictures because nothing had happened before with me. हमने तो जनरली ऐसे पोज मारना सीखा था, but वैसे करके करना, तो you become conscious when so many
Yes,
people are coming and clicking your
watching
pictures and
you.
interviews. Yes. So I was conscious about that. Then slowly and slowly I learned on that. Again, second thing what happened was I started getting invitations from different colleges and institutions that I should come as a speaker and motivate students. So that was also a dhak dhak kinda thing for me. So stage phobia तो था ही, चलो अपने हिम्मत करके कर दिया. And that was the push कि मिस इंडिया में तो इसलिए करना था कि नोज कट का सवाल था. All my students were watching on me कि भाई दीदी जीत के आएगी या नहीं, ऐसे तो बड़ी बोलती है आई एम टॉपर, इसमें देखते क्या करती है.
But
So
then
that,
you did, and
and
you live up to the expectations of so
yes,
many people who were behind you. And
yes,
so the credit goes to the family and Professor Sir and so many people who had
so many people, yes.
belief in you, and they believed in you. And because of, I think एक वो भी होगा कि इतने लोग मुझ में भरोसा रख रहे हैं, इतना बिलीव, अगर इतना बिलीव कर रहे हैं, तो I have to live up to those expectations. And
See,
you did it.
you know, ये dialogue you are saying exactly right. Maybe in a beautiful terminologies and words, I should frame it in that manner. But पहली चीज तो मैं अपने पर्सपेक्टिव से बताऊं, पता नहीं मुझे दुनिया का क्या, दुनिया किस तरीके से सोचती है, बट मेरा तरीका अलग ही है. मुझे ऐसा लगता है, मुझे सबसे ज्यादा अपनी ईगो की बड़ी चिंता होती है. मेरी ईगो हर्ट नहीं होनी चाहिए. So that was the main reason why I
You went
tried
in.
and tried my level best कि मुझे करना है. मतलब I am very जिद्दी किन्ना person. मतलब मुझे अगर एक चैप्टर पूरा करना है ना, चाहे मैं पूरे 24 घंटे बिना खाए पिए रहूंगी, लेकिन मुझे वो करना है तो आज ही करना है. So that was my जिद किन्ना thing कि मैं करती हूँ तो करना ही है करके, हारना नहीं है. So again this invitation हुआ, then TEDx हुए मेरे. And then 2017 आया when Miss Wheelchair World organization ने first time Miss Wheelchair World contest निकाला. So they were contacting me since 2016. They used to email me and used to ask me कि are you interested in participating in, maybe they used to send every wheelchair girl from different countries.
All right.
They were polling on that. So I was very much happy and I wanted to participate, so I said yes to them. So when maybe they have got several interests, so that's why they held this competition at Poland in 2017.
All right.
So I represented India there. That was a unique experience and different one. I got to know about girls who are on wheelchair and from different countries, what are the social securities they are getting in their own countries and what is lacking in India. So several things we got to know, and how confident they were, what kind of mindset they carry, and how we are lacking behind, or in what manner we are ahead of them. So many things we got to learn from them. So this is what my journey till 2017. And after that this corona thing happened, so I got the opportunity to activate my YouTube channel through which I started teaching students. And meanwhile I finished MA in psychology, so at present
Wow.
I am double postgraduate. And with the so in future you might see me as a psychologist.
Oh, wow. We would love to see more and more feathers in your hat. One last thing, Priya, before we sign off. Because this is International Women's Week and we are celebrating, women empowerment and celebrating the womanhood, I will ask you to give a short message to all the lovely ladies out there who are, who have this thing in their mind that they want to be a model, they want to be a speaker and an orator, and but somehow, the society or any kind of situation or condition is holding them down. So if you can just, give them a message for motivating them.
You all are creators. Without women, nothing can happen. So all the ladies out there, you all are creators and you can create wonders in any manner. Like I would say about my mama is a creator, all not because she has given me birth, but she is the one who has created me the way I am at present. She
True.
was the one who used to handle me, how she who used to guide me, what else I can do in my life. So I would like to tell you, all the women out there, that you are the creator. You can create yourself, you can create others, you can create the whole world, you can
True.
create magic. So this is my message to
Absolutely
you:
true.
just believe in yourself, have courage, and do whatever you want to do, and you will be successful for sure.
I'm sure people who are watching this right now have taken the notes, are so encouraged and motivated right now that they are off to do something really, really substantial in their life and successful in their life. Thank you so much once again, Ms. Priya, to be with us on this interactive session with Healthwire Media. We all of you are in an awe. You are an inspiration to so many people out there. Once again, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Vidya. Thank you for having me. It was an honor to be here.